Good afternoon po.
Hello, good afternoon, Rhea.
Magandang hapon.
Kumusta kayo?
Ayun ma'am, busy po. Ang dami pong ganap ngayon, lalo na sa 60th.
Kung malapit na.
Sem-ender na po, pero pa-start na rin ulit ng live.
Correct. Oo nga.
Konti na lang po ma'am, nagpupuyat na kami nila Sir Dan, kaya lagi namin kailangan itong kape moksha talaga. Buti na lang nandiyan yung kape moksha natin.
Sa dami ba naman ng kape nyo?
Totoo ma'am.
Maligo ng kape. Oo.
In
Correct.
fairness, alam nyo, masarap magplano at mag-grade ng mga exam habang nagkakape.
Bumabait ba Dan? Bumabait tayo Sir Dan pagka nagkakape.
Sana
Pagka
nga
walang
ba-
kape, masakit sa ulo, parang hirap magbigay ng masayang grade.
Mas gumagaling po ako mag-dart, sir. Napupunta lahat sa gitna.
So bilang nagkakape na naman tayo, let's have a coffee break na rin muna and mag-invite na rin tayo ng mga guests para alam niyo, mas masarap yung usapan natin.
Correct.
Tama.
So good afternoon, I am Dan Dorado and welcome to Coffee Break, Reflections and Conversations.
Coffee break is a relaxed discussion on management principles over coffee, tea, or your choice of drink. I am Rowena Apolinario, your resident mama and tita.
It is a virtual pantry where we meet our colleagues and friends in the LIC world. I am your coffee buddy, Janny Surmieda.
And I am Dridge Reyes, your Luya, Kuya TA. So stop working for a moment, grab your drink of choice, and join us, the management faculty members of SLIS, on a well-deserved recess. Join us on our Coffee
Break!
Good afternoon. So last time, we talked about organizational culture and how our guests dealt with their organization and coworkers, especially yung pag-shift natin towards online work. Kailangan pa rin natin makisama sa mga katrabaho natin, di ba? So this week naman, we will take a step back as we look at how we look, how they look, and present their organizations, both internally and externally. Pag-uusapan natin this week ang topic na marketing.
Yan, and tama-tama, joining us this afternoon are esteemed librarians from all over the Philippines. So first, we have Ma'am Sharon, Esposo-Betan, Head Librarian of the UP College of Engineering Library.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for this invitation. I'm very excited to share with you our experiences at the College of Engineering Library.
Yan. Next, we have Kriz Mae Amante, Grade School Head Librarian of St. Scholastica's Academy of Marikina.
Hello po sa lahat. Thank you again for the invitation. I'm very excited also to share our experiences with you, especially on the topic of my interest as well, that is library marketing.
Yan, salamat po. Next, we have Christian Acevedo, Campus Librarian of the Capiz State University Main Campus.
Mayong hapon sa tanan. Good afternoon from the province of Capiz. I'm very happy and honored to have been invited to join Coffee Break and share with you some of our humble experiences with regards to library marketing, especially in the time of COVID-19.
Salamat po. And last but not the least, Benhur Asid from the University Librarian from the Western Mindanao State University.
Hello po, good afternoon. Buenas tardes a todos from the city of Zamboanga. Okay, I'm very honored to be with you in this coffee break, and I'm really happy and excited to see new faces and new friends also.
Yan. So hello po Ma'am Sharon, Ma'am Kriz, Sir Christian, Sir Ben, and again, thank you for joining us in this episode of Coffee Break. So unang-una po sa lahat, I think this is a very important question na dapat tinatanong natin sa lahat ng mga friends natin and coworkers natin, kumusta na po kayo? So, Ma'am Sharon, kumusta na po kayo?
Hi, hello, good morning. Ay, magandang hapon ulit po sa ating lahat. Kumusta? Okay naman tayo at nakakapag-adjust slowly. Although mahirap talaga yung work from home, Sir Dan. Kasi minsan hindi na natin na-delineate kung ano yung personal work, household work, doon sa official work natin, no? Kasi katabi mo minsan yung kusina, yung refrigerator, at the same time, nag-zoom ka sa dining table, kung andun. Mahirap in that sense na parang hindi na tayo nakaka-delineate kung ano yung official at saka personal. But then, there's plus also during the pandemic. I got yung time ko, more time with my family. No, nakakasama ko na silang kumain ng breakfast at lunch. Unlike before na dinner lang kami nagkakasama-sama. But now, we have more time with each other.
Ay, that's good to know, ma'am. There are pros and cons and we have to take our wins kung saan man natin siya makukuha. Ma'am Kriz, kumusta na po kayo?
Hello, thank you, Sir Dan. Paano po bang kumusta? Personally or at
Personally,
work?
professionally?
Personally, I'm not that okay because with the pandemic, I didn't get to visit my family. So my last visit was last December 2019. So I'm really looking forward to our vacation. Konti na lang,
Konti
more
na lang.
than a week na lang, and then we can have our yearly vacation, monthly, 1 month vacation. So, yon. And with regards to work, okay naman po. Nakakapag-adjust na rin, especially with uh, online teaching because we also teach. So, yun po. And we had our virtual graduation last May 20.
So, I'm happy for you, Ma'am Kriz. You get to see your family again.
Yeah, thank
Sir
you.
Christian, kayo po, kumusta po kayo diyan?
Magandang hapon uli sa lahat. Since we are presently on a work from home scheme twice a week, and then we implement the skeleton work scheme also. So for 3 times a week, nasa school ako, and then for 2 days in 1 week, nandito ako sa bahay. And at the same time, nag-enjoy sa present setup kasi I have more time with my plants and with my garden, and also I have time to catch up with my readings, and I'm also trying to work on some researches and write-up, so medyo may time na din. And at the same time, medyo anxious kasi nagsushoot up yung level, yung number ng cases dito
Yeah.
sa amin sa Capiz, but thankfully sa family namin wala pa namang sa kasamaang palad na nagpa-positive. So we just try to stay at home as much as we can, and enjoy the plants around us. So ayan, tanim-tanim, stay at home lang, at saka iwas-iwas muna yung gala-gala. Pero I still manage to to hold my classes online, and at the same time do my obligation as the campus librarian.
Yan. So sige po, ingat pa rin po. Stay safe, Sir Christian. And Sir Ben, kumusta po kayo?
Yes, good afternoon again, no. Kaya nga nang na-share kanina ni Ma'am Kriz Amante, parang pareho kami ng saloobin kanina, no. Parang ako din, I am really a native of Basilan. From Basilan talaga ako. So parang 2 years na ako hindi nakakauwi din, no. Dala ng pandemic. And now we are still on MECQ. Ganun din, work from home, mahirap. Pero yun din, there are things na yung hindi natin nagagawa before, yung sa office natin. Ngayon, mas natututukan natin ngayong gawin, no? Like yung mga on linkages, o parang nakikita na natin ngayon, like yung, kasi kulang ng tao eh. So ngayon, napapansin na natin yung mga naiiwanan nating mga trabaho.
Yan. So nakakatawa naman na even if ganito yung sitwasyon natin, we still find ways to be productive, ma-improve yung mga libraries natin, and saktong-sakto, I think magandang pag-usapan din na paano natin may improve yung marketing program ng libraries natin. So, Dridge?
Speaking of marketing programs, sir, hindi natin pwedeng pag-usapan ng marketing nang hindi natin nababanggit ang branding. So, yun po. So, this episode, we would like to ask po, so I would like to ask everyone, what is your library's brand? Ano yung branding ng library natin? And how do we market this particular branding? Or how do we market our library? So, I guess, start po tayo kay Ma'am Kriz. I really
Hi.
love yung background natin. Ang cute.
And yes, hello po. Okay, so sa amin po, what we did was to make what we call this, um, a brand na it will encompass all our online and remote library services. So we thought of the hashtag SSAMGSLRC Beyond Walls, or if we are within our community, we are promoting stuff within our school community, that will be hashtag GS Library. Kasi yun po talaga yung mas kilala ng community, GS Library, kesa sa GSLRC. So hashtag GSLRC Beyond Walls. So yun po yung aming branding for our online and remote library services. Mahirap po kasing alalahanin ng mga bata yung LRC, which is Learning Resource Center. It encompasses both the library and the AVR. So, yun po.
And maraming salamat po. Ayun, so especially ngayon na nag-move po tayo to online, no, sobrang useful yung mga hashtag na ganyan para mas madaling maalala, lalo na
Yes
mga
po.
bata nga yung target natin.
Yes.
So, kayo po, Sir Christian, ano pa yung branding natin sa library at paano natin siya minamarket?
Sa ngayon, at the start of the pandemic, we started implementing our virtual reference assistants. So yung pangalan niya ay si Dali. So we started with a program called Hello Dali. So para medyo catchy siya sa estudyante. So may message na yung mga estudyante ngayon ng if they send us a message via the library page, so nagsisimula na sila sa Hello Dali. Can I ask you something? Parang gano'n. So but basically yung context niya, si Dali ay hinalaw ko sa pangalan ni Dolores, who is the first librarian ng aming campus. Pero nilagay ko lang siya Hello Dali para it will ring a bell, like ala Barbara Streisand ba, or ala Dali Parton na Hello Dali, parang ganun. And I think it was effective among the students kasi parang madali siyang alalahanin yung program. So si Hello Dali, hindi lang siya yung virtual reference assistant. It also encompasses the different online and remote services that we try to implement beginning the pandemic, such as our email service, mobile service, telephone services, our implementation of our introduction of our different online resources and databases. And also, yung iba pa naming remote services na that we try to keep on improving as well, given that minsan nagko-close kami due to MECQ right now, close kami. So, more kami sa online and remote services as of now.
Ayun, maraming salamat po. So, I really love na nagkaroon tayo ng personification ng library kasi gustong-gusto ko po yun sa mga, bias ako sa mga ganun sa branding eh. Nabibigyan ng personality bigla yung brand itself. So, ayun, hello Dolly. Hindi ako estudyante niyo pero gusto ko siyang kausapin. Ayun, so, how about sa inyo, Sir Ben? Kamusta po? Ano po yung branding natin and how do we market this branding?
Yeah, so I really agree when you talk about marketing, hindi talaga we cannot do away talking about branding. Before pa po nagka-pandemic, talagang meron na kaming branding na sabi ko, ang brand namin is we remain to be the home for a wealthy knowledge. Yun po ang branding, we remain to that, no? Until such time nagkaroon ng pandemic, so we rebranded to the library at your fingertips through our OLC. So yung OLC namin, yung gaya ng kay Sir Christian, so may Hello Dali sila. So we also have our OLC online library card. Library card din siya. Parang medyo siya, no? Parang medyo masa ang dating. Oo.
Ayun, maraming salamat po, Sir Ben. Actually, yung tama nga po yung pag-aalala ko, OLC lumabas siya saktong-sakto rin nung after pagkalabas ng pandemic, di po ba? And sobrang bumenta rin siya sa akin kasi especially that time sumikat din yung mga online shopping. So, add to cart tayo ng mga items natin. Add to cart din tayo ng libro, di ba? Sa inyo po, Ma'am Sharon, ano po yung branding natin sa library natin? Paano natin siya minamarket?
Okay, sige. Ang strategy namin dyan ay something visual. Kasi minsan mahirap talagang mag-memorize, di ba? Pero pag nakikita, madaling tandaan. So we started with the color. Okay. Orange is the color of engineering. So we adapted it. No? So lahat ng aspeto, logo namin, t-shirt namin, website namin, lahat ng mga pubmats namin, it has to have an orange color. So ngayon, pag makikita nila yung corporate identity mo, kuha ka agad. Like makita nilang orange yan at taga-engineering. Parang ganyan. May nakita silang pubmat, ay engineering library ang merong pakulong yan. O kaya may nakita silang estudyanteng naka-orange na payong, alam nilang taga-engineering student na yun. So, yun pa lang, dinaan namin sa corporate identity through color. No? So, visual ang mga estudyante. Nagkaroon din kami ng mascot para pag, alam ni Dan ito na, nasa Engg Live pa si Dan nung na-introduce namin si Tax. So, dahil gumagamit ang library ng open source applications, dahil wala naman tayong budget na malaki pambili ng mga licenses, Tax represent open source. No? So lahat kasi ng mga apps namin noon, puro libre. Kaya ginamit namin si Tax. Si Tax, kung kilala niyo siya, siya yung penguin na nirepresent niya ay open source. So, inadapt namin siya at kinabit namin siya sa I Need, I Value, I Love My Library campaign namin. So yung I Love My Library campaign namin, nagsilbing siya yung parang anchor namin. So kailangan may natatandaan kasi sila eh. So pag marinig nila yung I Need, I Love My Library, andun yung nagko-connote ito ng responsibility sa library, resources, services, etc. etc. So kahit saan ang mga staff, tuwing may bisita kami, may benchmark, papunta kami sa mga seminars, we make sure na nakasuot kami ng I Need, I Value, I Love My Library. No? At lahat ng mga marketing materials namin, maliban sa may orange color, ay meron din kaming picture ni Tax, which is, eto, ako kung nakikita ninyo, yan si Tax. So, marketing pa rin, sabi ni Ma'am Rhea kanina. Of course, no? Leading to our, consistent to our campaign. So, maliban dun sa orange color at pag-adapt ng isang mascot, meron din naman kaming tagline. Yung innovate, recreate, and collaborate. Ito yung mga 3 guiding principles namin that we live by. No? Collaborate because alam namin ng library, hindi namin pwedeng, kami lang librarians ang kumikilos nito. We need to collaborate not just with the faculty or students, but a lot of other organizations like our publishers, our library partners, our donors, our alumni, other researchers, even other government offices. No? We need to collaborate with them. Innovate. Tagline namin siya kasi dumating kasi ako sa panahon na kailangan ma-reinvent yung library. No? So, kailangan maging innovative ka talaga sa iyong approaches, strategies. Otherwise, your library will just be the same. So, dahil andun tayo sa stage na gusto nating mag-introduce ng change, kailangan talaga maging innovative ka sa mga iba-ibang paraan para mabago mo ang isang anong patawag natin doon? Hindi naman traditional, kundi yung status quo ay mabago naman into something new and maka-adapt tayo sa bagong isang modern setting. No? Recreate. Kasi naniniwala kami na marami ng existing best practices. No? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. No? Ang kailangan lang ng library sa tingin ko is pwede naman tayong mag-copy ng ideas from other libraries. And that's what we did. No? Nung bago ako sa engineering library, ang ginawa ng dean ko ay pinadala niya ako sa mga magagandang library sa Asia. And then, doon ako nakakuha ng mga iba't ibang ideas. But of course, kailangan i-adjust mo siya, i-customize mo siya base sa iyong sitwasyon sa library. So, yun, it's not bad to copy. I think you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Kumopya tayo ng magagandang best practices and then i-adjust lang natin sa pangangailangan natin. That's why we have that tagline na innovate, recreate, and collaborate. So, yun, Dridge.
Ayun, maraming salamat po. Actually, kilala ko rin po si Tax sa former engineering student. And I think nag-work sa akin yung I Need, I Value, I Love My Library kasi paglipat ko, naging librarian ako bigla eh. So, I guess very useful po talaga ang marketing, especially kung nasasama talaga natin siya sa planning natin. Di ba, Sir Dan?
Actually, may side note pa nga ako dyan. na nagkaroon kami ng issue noon kasi maling shade ng orange yung binibigay sa engineering. Parang, hindi naman yan orange na engineering, orange yan ng Meralco. Yung
Oh.
sa amin Benetton orange.
Alam niya. At tatandaan ni Sir Dan, it should be Benetton orange.
Yun. So kahit yung hindi dapat basta orange lang, kailangan kasama yun sa branding booklet dapat yung mismong hex color, kailangan identified mo siya, parang UP maroon, UP green, kailangan very specific ka kasi nga identity mo siya. So yun. So proceed na po tayo dun sa next question, which is something na a lot of librarians na nagmamanage ng kanilang libraries, ng mga staff nila, needs to communicate. And this is something na nangyayari during the strat planning. Kasi kailangan sa simula pa lang, during the strat planning, malinaw na kung ano yung magiging message, ano yung magiging brand natin all throughout the year, over the next 5 years. So yun po yung gusto naming malaman para din po matulungan yung iba pa nating mga colleagues sa profession. Paano nyo po ini-incorporate ang branding, ang marketing program during the strat planning, and how do you make sure na enforce or napapractice yung napag-usapan during the strat planning? So start po tayo kay Sir Christian.
Hello. When it comes kasi sa amin, yung case namin, yung marketing kasi namin, basically we're focused on social media and online. Ngayon namin mas na-strengthen yung aming social media campaigns. Ngayon namin talaga nire-reinforce kasi yun yung importante. We have to reach out to as many number of students, users, researchers in the different far-flung areas in the province of Capiz. So basically, yung aming number one objective talaga, which encompasses all our plans and objectives and our activities, is to disseminate, inform, and promote information literacy among our students through various platforms and through various networks. So yung mga lahat ng planong nilalagay namin sa development plan namin, we try to redound it to the level ng mga estudyante through our programs and programs, services, and resources. So yung program, services, and resources namin, pati yung aming mga capacity building initiatives, yung mga in-house seminars and trainings, lahat yon should suit with our goals and objectives na dapat ay to promote a culture of literacy among our learners. Most especially na dapat when they graduate, they have the basic research skills. They could identify, at least they could discriminate which is a relevant resource, and they should know how to put the resource to the best use na maging productive sila. And wag silang magpapaniwala sa fake news, stuff like that, and they could become independent researchers and critical thinkers as well. So tinatranslate namin yon from our plans and programs into activities na pwede silang participate, and after the activity meron silang lesson na makukuha. So binibase namin yon, of course, sa context nila, sa kurso nila. Definitely we have to medyo fine-tune the program or policy and modify it depende, kasi iba naman yung atake mo sa engineering, iba naman yung atake mo sa student ng business and management, iba naman yung strategy mo when you talk about when you deal with teacher education students. So we have the same plan but different strategies lang when it comes to the course or the course and the type of students na nagbe-benefit sa programs and policies namin.
Yeah. So, I think magandang strategy yun na sabi ni Sir Christian, na capacity building. Kasi nga naman, if your marketing program is naka-center online and yet yung library staff or yung mga students hindi naman marunong mag-utilize or hindi na ma-maximize yung mga
Yes.
ganung platform, nasasayang yung marketing program na pinrepare or hinanda
Yes.
natin. Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you,
And
sir.
actually, experience ko, iba-iba yung context na pinanggagalingan ng estudyante. Like yung mga estudyante from fishing communities, coastal areas, upland areas, yung mga taga-outside Capiz na dito nag-aaral. So meron silang iba-ibang background. Merong estudyante na especially from the rural, urban areas, advanced sila sa internet, at meron silang skills sa internet, meron silang skills sa computers, but what about naman doon sa mga estudyante from upland, coastal, and agricultural areas na medyo kailangan pang humabol ng konti. So doon ako dapat minsan nag-a-adjust sa pasensya, sa strategy na kailangan kong gawin. So kumbaga meron ka din kumbaga teaching strategies na kailangang i-implement para yung plans mo at saka yung goals mo ay ma-achieve mo din at maunawa ang mabuti at ma-sip through ng grassroots, which are your students.
Ayun. So sabi nga nila, #walang iwanan. So kailangan sabay-sabay
Yes.
tayo. Yan. Thank you, Sir Christian. How about naman po sa inyo, Sir Ben? How do you incorporate a marketing program during the start, specifically during the strategic planning, and how do you make sure na na-enforce siya throughout the year or throughout the 5-year plan?
Yes, no. Talagang in our case, no, in our strat plan, talagang andun na ini-incorporate naman siya na andun na siya yung mga activities namin. We really have to indicate our activities, what are those activities should be implemented within the year, for the 5 years, or for every month. So like for example, we acknowledge yung mga active library users. So we have also yung during National Book Week. So yun, no? And in this time of pandemic, we also created a digital content yung in presenting our what is this mga ads. It should be animated form. So yun din, no, gaya ni Sir Christian. So in our case, kasi we cannot deny the fact, no, that we have seasoned librarians. So talagang nandoon yung medyo ang resistance to change, no? So talagang pasensya, no? We have to give patience, no? Talagang we have to training, no? To have to do training. Parang before we were going to employ, no, such activity, magda-dry run muna kami. Para at least we should be aware of what is happening, what should be the result, no? The result of this. So yun. So especially in our case, we are in a serving multicultural clientele. So the talaga mahirap, no? We have to know your audience, and then because the audience mayroon silang they are not just reader, they are not just book lover, but they have their own story and preferences. So talagang you have to think about it. So yun po.
I na-appreciate ko po, sir, yung sinabi niyo na you are serving a multicultural stakeholder, which is, I mean, para sa amin dito sa amin sa Manila, that's not something na hindi naiisip agad namin on the spot. So I really appreciate na yun nga, matest muna, matingnan natin kung sensitive ba yung communication na gagamitin natin, kung hindi, i-adjust natin para lang at least ma-mitigate natin kung ano man yung risk na hindi natin ma-foresee. So thank you po dun, Sir Ben. Ma'am Sharon?
Umpisahan ko siguro doon sa ano ba yung goal namin sa library, no? We make sure that the goals are aligned with of course, the mission first foremost of the college, no? Kasi as a library of the unit, the College of Engineering, we are considered a support mechanism, no, para sa kanila. So I think that should be aligned. And then, integral naman kasi sa amin yung nagkakaroon kami ng strategic planning, action planning, meron kaming yearly assessment of the plans, nire-review namin yan, and then readjust doon sa mga strategies natin. But I think the more important is paano pag-integrate ng marketing program sa overall strategic plan ng library. Una sa akin is there has to be a person responsible. Aside from that, dapat may team siya. Okay. Kasi otherwise, magaganda nga ang plano mo kung hindi naman na-implement properly at hindi kaya to ng isang tao lang. There has to be a team, but there has to be a person responsible. So, dati-dati ang tawag natin siya, reference librarian, no? Hindi na ngayon. Marketing librarian or marami ka nang pwedeng itawag sa kanila ngayon, no? So, that's one strategy for me. Dapat may tao talaga na in charge. Kasi siya yung tutulong or magsusupplement dun sa goals and mission, no? So ilalatag niya kung ano yung mga activities dapat within the year, sino ang responsible, ano yung mga strategies, and then after a year, you need to assess that and then readjust. No? Yun yung integral sa ginagawa namin sa engineering library. But I think more than that, kasi yung guiding principle na namin ngayon is kung baga noong panahon namin noon ay ang cataloging ang heart of the library. No? Hindi na ngayon, matagal ko nang binago yon bago pala ako sa engineering library. Dan, alam mo to, ang pinaka-importanteng service para sa akin ay, of course, tawagin muna natin na reference service kasi that was how it was called. No? Pinaka-importante sa akin, para sa amin, ay yung marketing the library. Kasi I truly believe that no matter how good your collections are, even if you have the most high-tech technology, even if you have the most beautiful looking library, if your collections are not maximized or you're nothing. So, library tayo eh. First and foremost, yun yung ating mandate, no? Mag-provide tayo ng best resources to our researchers, to our clients, to the faculty, to the students. Pero, kung ang nagiging silbi mo na lang ay tambayan, pwede namang i-provide ng iba yon. Hindi ka library. Of course, I'm not saying that we will not provide tambayan section sa library, no? Pero kung ang nagiging silbi mo na lang ay tambayan or antayan or hindi tayo library. Maybe tawagin mo na lang learning commons o kaya ibang pero pag library kailangan yung collections mo ay ginagamit. And how do you market this? It is through that marketing librarian. Kailangan may mahusay ka, very skilled na marketing librarian to do that. No? So ano yung mga skills niya? Sa ngayon, kailangan marunong siya ng gumamit ng social media. Kailangan techie siya. Okay. Kailangan magaling din siya sa communication skills kasi you will be answering a lot of emails, a lot of chat, marami yan. And then, lastly, kailangan meron kang rapport sa tao. Be it online or physical, face-to-face, kailangan meron kang rapport sa tao. So I think those are the skills that librarians should possess. Nowadays, no, be it online, be it via remote learning or nasa physical library tayo, yun yung sa tingin ko ay kailangan na natin ngayon.
Siyempre nakaka-relate ako, Ma'am Sharon, kasi I was part of that library. And that is something din na na-appreciate ko nun, ma'am, sa ginagawa natin. Sabihin na nila makulit tayo, na palagi tayo nag-i-email sa kanila, pero at least aware sila sa kung ano yung nasa collection natin, ano yung mga bago sa collection natin. And I agree din po dun sa sinabi niyo na reference librarian should be a full-time thing. Hindi siya yung reactive lang na kung kailan lang nilalapit sa library, saka lang siya magkakaroon ng trabaho, ng gagawin. I remember yung mga naging reference librarian ng College of Engineering were very proactive. Pag walang humihingi ng tulong, sila yung actively nagsisik sa sa mga
Yes.
stakeholders, sa faculty, sa students, bisitahin nyo naman kami, may ganito kami. So, I think yung pagkakaroon ng ganung personal touch is a very big help na rin para nga ma-promote yung overall brand ng library.
The challenge really is how to bring the library closer to the faculty and to the students.
Yeah.
Lalo na ngayon.
Yeah. Thank you, Ma'am Sharon. How about yung sa inyo, Chris?
Actually, nasabi na po lahat nila, especially ni Ma'am Sharon, talagang prof na prof ang dating. Yes. Siguro sabihin ko na lang as a summary, yes, we start our strategic planning by really, nasabi ni Sir Ben kanina, is to identify the audience or the client base. Kasi yun at yun talaga yung starting point of all your plans. So all your or how you will determine their needs, wants, interests, demands, talagang may demands. Okay, and you design from those, you try to design and deliver the appropriate products and services. Okay. And of course, for me, the main focus of marketing is, yes, tama po si Ma'am Sharon, to reach the client. Okay? Huwag ka nang mag-antay na sila yung pumunta sa'yo. Bakit kailanganin ka nila? Ipakita mo kung bakit nila kailangan kayo. Tama po yun. So, and last but not the least, how do we see that this plan is being implemented, how it goes, paano siya nangyayari all throughout. We do periodic evaluation, mid-year and year-end. Pero minsan hindi na umaabot ng mid-year. So after a month pa lang, after 2 months pa lang, may mga nangyayari ng problema na ay hindi para effective yan. Kasi katulad namin, yung online SDI namin, daily yon. Isa kasi dito po kasi we have 2 grade school librarians, me being the head, but I also partake on all activities. I do not just manage. It's just an additional task of me, but I partake in all library tasks and responsibilities. So to cut the story short, napansin namin na hindi effective yung daily task ng online SDI namin nung isang librarian. So parang time consuming, at the same time hindi na namin nagagawa yung iba, nag-rush kami. So doon hindi pa umaabot ng mid-year, nag-revise na agad kami. O siguro 1 month pa lang yun. Hindi, wag na tayo mag-daily. Kumbaga, alternate na lang tayo for all levels, but we do it alternately, parang ganon. So, and last but not the least, yun nga. So from the evaluation, you gather data and feedback from your patrons that will help you redesign your future strategies and plans for the next school year or term. So, yun po.
In fairness, Chris, na-imagine ko yung sa work mo as a school librarian, mas matrabaho siya compared to siya sa academic kasi in addition sa student, may parents ka pa.
Yes, totoo po yan. Kausap namin sa Microsoft Teams, hindi lang yung students, pati po yung parents. Kasi sila din, they need to learn everything that you teach their students, especially availing of your services. As in, until now, nung patapos na yung school year, nagtatanong pa, teacher, ano nga po ulit yung password ko sa Destiny? Ganon.
Tsaka ngayon kasi, di ba, Sir Dan, ang hirap ng panahon. So ngayon, ang mga estudyante, di ba, habang nag-aaral, especially yung mga clients ni Chris, kasi mga bata, so really involve ang parents.
Yes, totoo
Diba,
po. From nursery to grade 6.
At least yung sa academic library student lang.
Medyo
sa
matatanda
grade,
na kasi, di ba?
Mm.
Oo. So, iba kapag bata talaga. So, medyo ang hirap no?
Yes, totoo po yan.
Oo, na-imagine ko. Sorry, library mo ba yung background mo, Chris?
Opo. This is one side of our octagon-shaped library.
Ang galing, nakakatuwa, no? Anyway, yung follow-up question, we're talking about strategic planning, di ba? Were there instances na, of course, nabanggit ni Ate Sharon, di ba, normally the library just follows the vision and mission of the organization. Tapos, di ba, nakakascade kung ano man yung strategies nila, nakakascade sa atin, and then at our level, we create plans for our department or for our unit. Were there instances po ba na hindi nagtugma? Kunyari, meron po kayong mga gustong i-implement na mga programa. Tapos, medyo na-call kayo. Oo, hindi priority or na-call out yung attention ninyo ng mga higher-ups. May mga ganun po bang instances or were you fully supported all throughout by the parent organization doon sa mga strategies ninyo? Oo, kasi sometimes in our quest to be, thinking out of the box, really be innovative, sometimes the organization is not ready for that. So may mga
Walang budget.
oo, walang budget, 'di ba? Or kaya parang ay sigurado ka ba? Parang hindi yata natin kaya. May mga instances po ba na ganun or talagang lahat kayo luckily okay po ang inyong organization talaga and they're supporting you? So ayan, tanong ko si Sir Ben.
Oh,
Tumatango si Sir Ben.
yeah, at parang talaga ako. So, no, I can speak sa, kasi mostly tayo ay nasa government, no? Talagang I agree with Sir Dan kanina. Talaga ang ano natin is talagang financial, no? Yung financial, mayroong mga plans na hindi na realize because the financial aspect, no? Pero lahat naman ng mga plano or activities that are recommended, no, ay na-approve naman. Oo. Basta with the subject to the availability of funds. So, yun lang mga mabibigat na siguro mga millions na, no? Talagang medyo parang hindi na talaga kakayanin. O, kasi may ibang priorities. So, yun. So, wala namang problema. Lahat ng programs namin, no? Talagang pinagtutuunan ng pansin naman talaga.
Ay, that's a good experience po, Sir Ben. So, yan, lahat naman tayo may problems with the financial aspect. Di ba? Kahit na mukhang mayaman yung library, pero may problema pa rin.
Yeah.
Oo, tama po. Christian, sa'yo. Diyan sa Capiz.
Yes. Well, ako thankfully, since pumasok ako sa Capiz State University, medyo manaka-naka lang naman ang problema when it comes to the implementation. Kasi we implement the bottom-up approach of budgeting. So sa amin talaga dine-defer ng administration yung proposal on how are we going to utilize the budget of the library. So it all begins with the budget call, and then magde-deliberate kayo if this is your priority, and then you justify it. And if the administration sees that your proposals are very much into the development of the library and of the program and of the students, then they would give you their full support. And thankfully din naman yung priority talaga ng administration for the library is number one talaga is always ensure that the collection is up to date and responsive to the needs of the students and to the standards set by the accrediting agencies, by the Commission on Higher Education. And yung minsan kasi nakakaproblema lang pag yung it's not really problem, medyo na-delay lang, especially if yung fund ay externally generated, such as example part siya ng general appropriation sa or part siya ng GAA. Minsan, like for example, yung magbi-build ka ng infrastructure. Right now we're building a 3-story building for the library. So although medyo may konting delays, like a few months, pero natutuloy din naman yung project kasi phase by phase din naman yung releasing ng pondo. And of course, given na we try to follow strictly the rules when it comes sa mga bidding, purchases, and acquisition, so normal naman talaga na meron tayong konting delay lang, pero so far, based experience natin, na-implement naman siya kasi especially if we do make a regular follow-up dun sa supply office, we do communicate with the biddings and awards committee. So I think one key there also is constant communication with other offices who are helping us achieve our goals.
Yan. Thank you, Christian. So, parehong academic library setting yung kay Christian and Sir Ben. How about you, Chris? Sa school library?
Ay, yes po. Before the pandemic, talagang supportive po talaga ang aming administration, and maganda po yung na-mention ni Sir Christian that with the existence of accreditation, naging madali for us to lobby our projects lobby for the approval of our projects. It's just that this pandemic, yun na, medyo medyo nahirapan na with the budget cuts. Alam naman natin may mga school libraries or even schools na nagsarado nga po, 'di ba? So, yun, nagka-problema lang talaga kami this pandemic with the budget cuts. Limited resources na lang, limited collections na lang din yung nadagdag. But yes, before, all out support, and it's important that they know they know yung, what do you call this? Yung nasasaad sa batas. So
Mm-mm.
all the library fees talagang we do use them for the library's needs. So yun po.
So very supported ang Saints ko, no?
Yes po.
Even before. Tapos ngayon lang nagka-problema during the
Opo.
Oo. Ayan, ate siya sa UP.
Nako, sige. Ang maikwekwento ko siguro ay kaya na-enjoy ko naman ang trabaho ko sa library kasi unang-una, napaka-supportive ng administration sa library. Okay. Pero may ikwekwento ako sa inyo wherein the question kasi was, has there ever been an instance na nakasama sa strat plan ninyo pero hindi natuloy?
Opo.
Ganon. So, meron. Itong pandemic, nangyari ito nitong pagpasok ng pandemic. Okay. Bigla kasi ang UP naging remote learning or online learning, no? So, matagal naman nang nako-online ang engineering library. Karamihan naman ng collections namin, e-books and e-journals ay andyan na, online na. Kaya lang, ang problem kasi namin noon was, paano ngayon yung mga ibang estudyante ma-access yung mga required readings nila. Kasi, di ba may tinatawag tayong reserve books? Yung reserve books, itong considered na e-textbooks nila, di ba? Ito yung mga nire-require ng mga faculty na kailangan basahin nila at minsan andun yung mga assignments. And honestly, during that time na nagdeklara ng online learning, hindi pa lahat ng reserve books namin ay may e-counterpart. So that was the challenge. Ko, ay yun yung kailangan nila. Hindi naman yung mga circulation books ang kailangan nila during the remote learning kundi yung mga nasa reserve books. So, yun na, nag-re-strategize. Kailangan pala namin ngayon na bilhin ang e-counterpart ng lahat ng na-reserve books. Kasi during that time, we only have around 56 titles ang merong e-counterpart sa reserve books. We have thousands of reserve books. Paano yon? So, again, no, tumakbo tayo sa management, tumakbo tayo sa administration at sinabi natin na, sir, kailangan ng i-reserve. And they all agreed. Alam nila yon kasi faculty sila di ba? Alam nila ang kailangan nila yung mga na-reserve books. So, pinakwenta nila sa akin and we did this through the help of our friends, mga publishers. So, nakwenta, lahat. Medyo mahal. Kasi hindi sila perpetual books, subscription lang talaga. And students can access them online kasi meron naman kaming remote access portal. So, madali nilang kunin yon. And it's through, tawag nila doon, vital source bridge. So, isang reserve book at the same time pwedeng ma-access ito ng 40 students, andun na yung mga assignments nila, etc. Marami silang magagawa in other words. But, of course, it entailed a sizable amount to do that. And luckily na lang, ang college ko, kaya sabi ko, medyo na-enjoy ko ang trabaho ko, hindi kami dependent doon sa library fund ng UP. Meron kaming external fund. Just the allocation solely for electronic resources. We had the ERDP. So yung ERDP, may nakaalat talaga sa amin yan online resources. But during that time, the executive, the project leader made a drastic move to address that need. No? Nanghingi siya ng emergency funds or nag-realign. Kasi doon sa budget fund ng ERDP, di ba may mga conferences, may mga travel expenses, hindi naman nagalaw yun yung mga transportation, ganyan. Kahit yung pag-conduct nila sa mga conferences nationwide, hindi nagalaw yung pondo na yon kasi nga, pandemic. No? So I think they realigned that budget papunta doon sa pagbili ng mga e-textbooks. And luckily, ayun, nakabili na kami and they're all available now. So our students and faculty are now enjoying the electronic counterpart of the reserve books. No? Anytime, anywhere they can access it.
Wow. Ang saya naman nun, ate siya. Sana lahat may ERDT funds na po.
Oo.
Yung pwede kami ibang basket na pwedeng pagkuhaan.
And I think that in fairness naman, the administration or the management was
Opo.
quick enough to address that. Kasi faculty members sila, alam nila na kailangan talaga yung mga libro na yun eh. Kasi marami kaming e-books, pero ito yung mga supplemental. Alam mo yan, mga circulation, regular circulation e-books. No? Pero yung talagang required na libro na kailangan basahin ng mga estudyante ay walang e-counterpart. So, wake-up call din sa amin yon na dapat pala i-prioritize yung mga reserve books, yung mga e-textbooks na maging online.
Opo, tama.
Rhea, siguro maganda rin kasi na yung branding ng parent institution is ang branding niya ay to provide world-class or world-class engineering education. So kung hindi nila gagawin yun, then sira din yung branding nila. So yung branding ng parent organization, minsan malaki din yung nagiging epekto sa branding ng library.
So nakakaskid talaga eh, diba? Yes, ma'am. Opo.
Pero may dadagdag ako, may malaking papel ang naging malaking papel ang mga estudyante sa pagtugon ng madalian ng administration. Alam niyo bakit? Grabe yung demand ng mga estudyante. Alam niyo naman, engineering, hindi mo lang mapagbigyan, nagrereklamo na yan. So, napugpug sila ng mga email na bakit hindi available yung mga ganitong libro namin. Sabi ng librarian, wala daw silang budget pambili. So, wala silang choice. Walang naging choice kundi kailangan bilhin kaagad. And nabanggit ni George kanina, yung procurement process is a problem in government institution, no? Totoo 'yan kasi paano mo nga naman maibibigay kaagad yung mga reserve books, ang procurement process minsan ay 6 months. Inano nila to, George, inander nila sa emergency procurement. Oh, di ba?
So may paraan naman, ano?
Oo.
I would share the same with you, Ate Sharon, oo. Especially dun sa realignment kasi meron naman talaga mga items at saka projects na hindi mo mai-implement. Like sa case ko, yung problema namin is yung printing ng module at saka yung scanning. So meron dong sa fund ng library, pinare-align ko to acquire more printers, computer units, at saka yung pa-upgrade ng internet connection. So at least kahit paano, naging responsive naman tayo sa needs ng faculty na nagre-report, and especially for the delivery of online and modular instruction.
Totoo.
I think dyan pumapasok yung power of marketing kung malinaw sa stakeholders natin kung ano yung gusto nating mangyari, kung ano yung quality of service na gusto natin i-provide. Eventually, sila yung magiging advocate natin. Parang yung nangyayari nga kina Sir George, yung faculty yung nag-a-advocate, kina Ma'am Sharon, yung estudyante yung nag-a-advocate na ito yung gusto yung quality of service. So, might as well support it or parang walk the talk.
Yeah.
Sir Dan, may follow-up ako doon. Kasi di ba napaka-importante na nakikita ng mga users natin kung ano yung marketing strategy ng mga libraries natin, di ba? What if hindi ito outright masabi ng library, no? Parang hindi nila mai-communicate agad na ito ang gusto namin gawin para sa inyo. So ano yung dapat gawin ng mga library kapag dumating yung ganitong instance? Para po siguro sa lahat, ito yung tanong na to. Siguro simulan ko kay Ma'am Sharon kasi...
Ay, yung question mo, Janny. Ang ganda ng boses mo, Janny. Pwede ka mag-DJ.
Pa-practicing ko po yan, ma'am. Pero yung tanong ko lang po, ma'am, is halimbawa kasi may mga libraries na hindi talaga nila ma-communicate kung ano yung gusto nilang ibigay para sa mga estudyante, sa mga users nila. So ano po yung tingin yung pwede nilang gawin para in a way mapaalam doon sa mga users nila kung ano yung meron na anong services yung meron sa kanila?
Oo. Marami nang nabanggit mga kasamahan natin kanina, no? Sina George, sina Ben, at saka Trish. Maraming, lahat common ata gumagamit ng social media, no? Maraming ibang strategies. Pero I would say sa experience ko, hindi naman talaga namin kailangan sabihin na, ito yung strategy namin, itong marketing namin. Hindi eh. Parang ginagawa mo ito parang as regular task mo lang talaga. Okay. I can give you an example. During the pandemic, no, the challenge was how to bring the library closer to the students. Nasa Pagadian sila, nasa kanya-kanyang probinsya sila. Of course, one is pre-promote namin yung gamit nila dapat yung remote access namin. So they can access the library. No? That's number one. Pero number two, paano namin sinabi sa kanila na, oh, we have these collections. You can use these collections during the remote learning. Nag-design kami ng mga webinars. Okay. Yung webinars na yon, subtle lang yon, iba ang topic. Tawag kasi namin remote learning webinar series. Pero subtle na ini-introduce namin yung collections. Okay. For example, yung una namin na topic was best practices and strategies in remote learning. And so we invited experts, yung UP professor perspective from the College of Education, and then we also got the UP student perspective from from the students of engineering. No? Pero hindi nila alam doon na isa kasi sa mga na may mention na strategy ay yung gamification. Alam niyo yan. Okay. So, marami kasing sa collection namin on gamification. So, subtle na ito ang topic namin, supporting remote learning, pero at the same time, ini-introduce namin yung mga collections namin. Ganun din yung nangyari sa part 2 namin. Part 2 was on the different methods and how to assess the performance of the students during the remote learning, di ba? Paano mo naman i-assess? Through exam ba yan? Baka naman, sabi nga nila, baka daw nangongopya din lang naman sila pag exam. So, how do you really make an honest to goodness assessment on the performance of the student kung naka-remote learning, no? So, subtle, in-introduce din namin yung grade scope. Na feature ito sa Turnitin collection namin. No? Alam naman niyo yung Turnitin, puro kilala niyo siya na anti-plagiarism tool, no? Pero may feature ito na grade scope na pwedeng gamitin ng mga faculty to assess the performance of students. So, subtle uli yun. Kung hindi namin ginagawa to, hindi malalaman mga faculty, hindi malalaman mga estudyante ang mga features or ibang collections ng library. Kasi ang in-introduce namin dito yung mga hindi masyadong popular. E-books, e-journals, alam na nila yon. Pero the tools, seldom na alam nila yon. So, yung pangatlo naman ay yung methods. Sa lahat ng mga to, nag-i-invite kami ng mga experts, so-called experts in the field. No? Mostly, tinatap din natin yung mga publishers. Kasi ito, may sikreto yung mga publishers na yan eh. Pag nagpresyo sila sa atin sa library, always incorporated sa kanila yung marketing cost. And sometimes, malaki ito. Okay. For example, Elsevier, nag-quote sa atin yan ng sabihin natin 20 million. But out of 30% of that 20 million goes to marketing nila, ha? Goes to marketing nila. Ngayong panahon na to, wala naman silang ginagastos sa marketing, di ba? So, dapat alam mo yon. So, instead of, ano ba naman yung mga marketing nila, minsan namimigay ng stationery, ng ballpen, hindi na natin kailangan yun. No? So, in exchange, ang kinukuha ko natin ngayon sa market na tulong nila sa atin is they should provide speakers or resource person, experts, who could introduce to us yung feature ng mga collections or mga subscriptions natin sa kanila. Yon, kasi ayaw ko na rin, sorry ha, pero medyo ayaw ko na rin masyado yung mga product demo type. Naku, medyo allergic na ako sa mga ganyan pag-webinar, tapos puro product demo, ayaw ko nun. So, nag-iba tayo. Parang, huwag na kayo mag-product demo, pero bigyan nyo kami ng speaker and then i-reintroduce natin yung feature ng collection na yon. So, nagamit namin ito during the pandemic. No? We conducted series of webinars by working with or collaborating with the publishers and other organizations, and slowly ini-introduce namin yung mga collections, resources na available sa library. So, ibang atake lang, Janny.
Ayun ma'am, thank you po. Actually, naalala ko lang siya kasi nung nag-usap-usap kami ng mga grade school friends ko. No? Yung may isa doon na nakapagsabi na, ako nga gumraduate ng college na hindi dumadaan sa library. Sabi ko,
Library.
ano kayo nangyari? So, baka hindi na i-disseminate ng library na may mga ganitong pwede silang gawin within the library. So, maraming salamat po. At least may mga ibang way na hindi lang tayo hindi lang pwedeng marami tayong pwedeng gawin na para ipaalam sa kanila kung yung pwede nila makuha sa library. Thank you, Ma'am Sharon.
So yun po, pinag-uusapan na rin naman po natin kung paano natin dinideliver yung services natin during this pandemic. So gusto ko lang din pong itanong sa lahat siguro, total we're already discussing it, na did you have any other issues or problems encountered during this pandemic? Or ano yung mga primary challenges na nakita natin during this pandemic? At paano nito naapektuhan yung pagmamarket natin ng resources and services natin? So siguro start ko kay Sir Ben kasi sobrang naalala ko yung nabanggit niya kanina na during the pandemic na push niya na yung digital ads natin gawin nating animated form. So meron pa po ba tayong mga challenges na na-meet at ano pong effect nito sa marketing po natin, Sir Ben?
Honestly, one of the challenges, yung sabi ko nga kanina, yung may mga season tayo na librarians, no? Talagang may season tayo, but they are really very willing to learn, no? Yung mga new strategies, at least they yung mga techno savvy, no? They ano talaga with the new trends, no? Another one is shall I say the clientele, no? Yung attitude ng clientele, kasi alam nila online, gusto nila andun na agad. Kasi parang, so, kaya mabuti na lang, no? Sana all na lahat ay pareho kay Ma'am Sharon, no? Talagang mayroon tayong budget, big budget. Pero wala kung ano yung available na meron kami, so yun lang ang pwede naman maibigay. So minsan yung attitude ng clientele ay talagang so behavior niya, no, towards parang gusto ka agad na andoon sa kanila. But yun nga, we really have yung attitude as librarian, it is now the way you are going to respond, no, that kind of attitude sa mga natin. So we have to train din. Another thing is how you respond yung to online, yung mga grammar natin. Kaya nga sabi ni Ma'am kanina, as librarian, we know how to speak, we know how to write, no, yung properly. Dahil nag-train talaga kami in marketing. I agree, you should have your own team, no? May team din tayo. So in our case, yung sabi kong OLC, the online library card, meron kaming tinatawag na online library task force. Oo, meron kaming task force. So kung may IATF, meron ding OLTF, that all online library task force. So yun, soon meron pag-deliver lang ng electronic document, meron lang yung siya ang tawag ko na LORP, may LORP kami, yung library online resource agent. So may mga ganon. So yung ang challenge is parang minsan the difficulty in answering question, paano to? So nagkakaroon na naman kami ng capacity building on that. So may training. So yun, no? So gusto ko lang i-add sa question kanina ni Sir John kanina with Ma'am Sharon, how you are same with Ma'am Sharon. So nagka-conduct din kami ng webinar, no? To feel, no, our presence in the community via online. So yun talaga ang namin ito, we are serving a multicultural clientele. That is why one of our webinars or online session is the interreligious dialogue nooks, no? Yung interreligious dialogue nooks for libraries, building IRD nooks. So parang at least, no, yung no discrimination kahit anong religion, anong kultura, the library, ito yung namin, yung picture namin. So we serve a multicultural clientele. So, yun po.
Ayun, maraming salamat po. I really like na i-renote ulit, nabanggit na rin kanina na ang ganda ng mga interreligious library nooks natin, yung multicultural clientele natin. Kasi yun nga po, sa amin po kasi dito, mostly sa NCR, hindi namin masyadong ramdam yung multiculturalism na yan eh. And gusto kong ma-bring up, i-remind din na oo nga, challenge talaga natin minsan dahil online na tayo ngayon. Gusto ng clients natin agad-agad kasi online eh. So, feeling nila mas madaling magbigay ng service. Speaking of which, naalala ko, si Ma'am Kriz kanina sabi niya, marketing is usually on how to reach out to our clients and stakeholders talaga. Especially
Yes.
sa case niya, kasi hindi lang students yung clients niya, kasama na rin yung parents. So sa inyo po Ma'am Kriz, ano pa ba yung mga challenges na na-face ninyo and ano yung effect nito sa marketing natin?
Okay, so madami. Let's start first with how we what do you call this, yung nagkaroon kami ng problem with the administration. So ito na nga, pandemic na. So honestly, when the school administration was planning for the new learning setup for the next school year, I noticed that I was never asked or invited to any of their meetings nor consulted about our plans for our unit, the Grade School Learning Resource Center. So I thought maybe they already assumed that we can only deliver circulation service. And the thought made me worried because if that was the case, there will be a high chance that our unit may be temporarily closed because of the initial scare nga, di ba po, towards the novel coronavirus. So I initiated to make a proposal. I termed it service continuity plan. So how can we continue our services in the new normal setup? So it included all our proposed online and remote services that we can offer to all members of the school community, particularly the students, the parents, the faculty, and the administration. So I asked for a meeting with the grade school principal, being my direct supervisor, and thankfully, talagang pasalamat namin kay Papa God that she heard and supported it, all of it. Kasi nga po, 'di ba, yung ibang libraries inisip nila na kumbaga hindi tayo essential. Hindi essential ang library, essential ang teaching na lang. Yung mga teachers, yung other units, hindi na siya essential, yung pagbibigay ng other student services ano ba mga contests, 'di ba? So, 'yon. So, with that, tinake over na din namin 'yon. So, um one effective strategy towards cementing our relationships with the students and parents is our online what do you call this, online games, activities and events. So doon talaga kami nag-focus para hindi nila kami makalimutan na we still exist here. And tama po si Ma'am Sharon kanina, talagang with that, kumbaga isa-sandwich mo na lang. So kilala na kami, ay may pa-contest ang library. Tapos after that, we will make the most of that chance of that meeting with the students na again, we would like to reiterate that we still have remote book lending service. We can avail of our physical or books or print books through this form, etc., etc. So yun po, yun yung talagang naging, syempre, hindi mo na, you cannot put into action all your plannings kung in the first place wala na kayo. Tinanggal na yung unit nyo or temporarily shut down. So yun po yung naging major setback namin and in this current crisis.
Maraming salamat po Ma'am Kriz. So
Thank you.
yun, sobrang importante nga ng kailangan natin ng service continuity plan. Kung hindi man yun yung tawag sa plan natin sa kanya-kanya nating library, pero very important na magkaroon tayo ng ganun. Kasi nga dahil sa pandemic, ramdam ko din yan na parang feeling nila hindi na essential yung ibang units. Sabi nga ni Ma'am kanina, teaching na lang talaga yung essential sa tingin ng iba. So, pero yun nga, ang challenge is kailangan nating ipakita na kahit na online learning na tayo ngayon, essential pa rin yung libraries natin. So sa inyo po Sir Christian, I remember earlier you were mentioning na kailangan mag-change ng strategies kapag may mga nahihirapan na clientele. So during this pandemic po, ano po yung challenges na na-meet natin at anong effect nito sa marketing strategies natin?
Well, based sa observation and experience ko, well, I have two that I would like to discuss. The first one is your access, and then the second one is awareness on the part of the library users. Kasi we talk about access, ang observations ko, the number one problem that we have ng mga estudyante namin ngayon ay internet access talaga. So we have our online databases, we have electronic resources in place for them. All they have to do is access them remotely. However, marami talaga sa kanila, and based din sa experience ko, because I also teach, based din sa experience ko, there are really a lot of students who are having a hard time accessing Zoom, accessing videos on YouTube and other streaming sites, and meron din naman those who struggle really in accessing online resources. So I think that's the number one reason that would also affect the rate of utilization of our online resources. And then the second one is awareness, kasi nga nahihirapan silang mag-access. So naapektuhan rin yung awareness nila on the services that we offer. So there are times na meron kaming nilalatag na services and programs for them. However, yung problema naman doon is hindi sila aware kasi nga we go back to the internet access nila. So yun yung challenge. We have in place webinar series. We partner with different agencies, with the local government, with the city government, with the provincial government. We partner with yung mga book distributors. We partner with them to implement different information literacy campaigns and also webinars na related sa heritage, sa culture, research. However, then the problem is yung attendance naman are only limited to those who do not have, to those who could join the Zoom and those who could watch the Facebook Live. So chances are those who could not attend the webinar would have to suffice na i-replay na lang yung webinar or yung whatever program it is later on when the accessibility is available. And based din sa experience ko, sometimes yung mga estudyante would take a day or two before they could even respond to the messages I send via group chat. So again, I go back to yung challenge ko talaga na na-encounter is yung accessibility and awareness on the side of the learners. Kasi nga naman marami sa kanila coming from economically challenged communities. So I understand also, although we do not stop from doing our job and we do not stop on promoting our services.
Yeah, maraming salamat po, Sir Christian. Ako po kasi nag-edit nito. So parang maano ka sa quotable quotes talaga na go hand in hand po talaga yung access and awareness eh. Sabi nga ni Sir Christian kanina na kahit na aware sila sa mga resources mo, kung hindi naman nila ma-access, useless din. And vice versa, kahit na marunong ako mag-access, kung hindi ako aware ano yung kailangan kong i-access, ano pwede kong i-access, hirap din. So when we do our services, kailangan nga may access and awareness talaga. So last and certainly but not the least.
May I also add?
Pa?
Yes, din sa experience ko, when yung quarantine restrictions previously, yung na-lift siya, no, medyo nag-okay yung case ng COVID sa amin, meron talaga mga estudyante who are, especially those from 18 and above, who go to the library physically. Kasi wala silang internet sa kanila, so they really go to the library to research. So even if walang pasok, meron talaga mga pumupunta sa library kasi nga, wala silang internet. And ayun, yung sources na hinahanap nila, hindi nila mahanap. So they, rather than message us, rather than access the online references, they would go na lang kasi mas convenient sa kanila at mas madali nilang hanapin. So even if merong pandemic, walang pasok, there are still students who really come to the library to research.
Opo. Yun po talaga minsan out of necessity talaga minsan kailangan, yun nga parang taking risk, kumbaga, kasi risky nga lumabas. Pero out of necessity, kailangan pumunta dun sa physical talaga. Sa atin po sa UP, if I'm not mistaken, nung nag-lockdown, bawal talagang pumunta ang mga students. I think hanggang ngayon, limited pa rin yung pwedeng pumunta. Sa atin po ba, Ma'am Sharon, sa Engg Live po, medyo napagkwentuhan na rin naman natin kanina, pero are there other issues that you would like to share na na-encounter natin? And ano yung naging effect nito sa marketing natin?
Okay. Siguro sundan ko lang yung sinabi mo na bawal pumasok, no? Iba yung case namin. Hanggang kaya naming magbigay ay i-accommodate namin. Although hindi namin pinapapasok yung estudyante, yung mga guards ay triname na namin na para maging circulation librarian. Kasi doon mag-iiwan kami ng mga hinihiram na libro, kukunin ng estudyante. Kasi there are many students who are inside the campus, no? So, para sa kanila, pwedeng kumuha ng libro sa library. Although, at saka kami din naman, may pumapasok na staff kahit papaano, no? May dalawa, isa. No? So, para maibigay pa rin namin yung mga kailangan nilang libro. So, ibibigay namin sa guard, susulat sila, pipicturan ng guard na katunayan na nakuha ng estudyante yung libro. No? So, hindi namin ginawang hindrance yung order ng IATF kahit UP na bawal munang magpapasok. Okay, hindi kami nagpapasok pero patuloy pa rin yung pagpapahiram namin ng physical books kasi these are the books na walang e-counterpart. So, I think that's important. May i-share ko lang din sa inyo kasi hindi lang sa private practice naman naranasan yung nanginig na baka mabawasan ng tao. Ako kasi ganun yung nangyari sa akin. Noong June, hindi bumalik na tayo, no? May narinig ako na yung mga non-UP. Kasi ang library namin kasi, we employ many non-UP contractual staff. No? Ito yung mga walang employer-employee relationship. No? By contract lang sila every 6 months. Marami pa rin tayong ganun dan. So, narinig ko na, total sarado naman ang library, wala namang mga users. Kunin muna natin yung mga staff sa library. Sabi ko, naku, hindi pwede. Kasi ang takot ko doon, baka once na kinuha nila from the library, hindi na ito mababalik pag maging normal na ang lahat. That was my fear. So what I did was to keep the staff busy. No? Kailangan may gagawin. Kasi otherwise, sasabihin nila walang ginagawa. So lahat ng mga projects na kailangan i-undertake, yung normally na hindi namin nagagawa pag may mga estudyante, lahat pre-project namin yon. For example, yung pag-conduct ng inventory ng furniture and equipment, 2 big libraries yan, kaya malaking trabaho. Pangalawa, yung mga napababayaan naming mga bound journals, nakalagay lang sila sa stocks namin na accession ba siya or hindi. Ginawa namin, nilinis namin sila, 1:1 namin sila doon sa database para sakto, no? And we realized ang dami pa palang hindi accession, ang daming mga duplicates, ang daming hindi related sa engineering. In other words, naglinis kami doon sa bound journals, no? Na alam naman natin pag bound journals ngayon, malikabok, madumi, etc. And then, meron din kasi kaming newspaper clippings. Kailang ang newspaper clippings kasi namin, digitized siya. So may backlog kaming 5 taon. O yan, tinapos din namin habang ano. Para hindi masabi ng administration na walang ginagawa ang mga librarians. No? We kept them busy by introducing, working on so many projects na hindi namin normally nagagawa pag may mga estudyante. So, yun, hindi natuloy na kinuha yung mga staff ko. Otherwise, kukunin sila. And that's what I heard from the private librarians, no, libraries, no. Yung iba kinuha para doon sa registrars, doon sa accounting office, sa records, kung saan-saan dinistribute yung mga librarians para lang ma-maximize yung gamit nila. Samantalang ang daming pwedeng gawin sa library. No, so well, in terms of paano to naapektuhan sa marketing namin, I think internally sa loob ng college namin, na-appreciate lalo nila ang mga librarians. Hindi namin na-market yung collections namin, but I think naipakita namin no gaano kagagaling ang mga librarians, gaano kasipag ang mga librarians, at paano gaano ka-innovative ang mga librarians sa panahon na to. That way kasi you will slowly gain their respect. Di ba? Kasi sa profession natin ang hirap kunin yung ano yung tawag nila kasi ang baba-baba ng minsan tingin nila sa librarians, di ba? So the only way to combat that I think is by doing good. Ipakita mo ang galing ng librarians and then they will slowly respect you. They will slowly respect the library. They will slowly respect the profession. So that's how we did it.
Minsan, Ma'am Sharon, yun yung napapabayaan natin na masyado tayong nakafocus marketing our library externally. Minsan nalilimutan natin i-market din siya internally. And I think that is something na kailangan i-reiterate natin, bigyan din pansin. Kasi nga, tama kayo ma'am, kung maridistribute yung mga staff, bababa yung moral, ano pala ako, pwede pala ako pamigay kahit kailan, hindi naman pala ako ganun kakailangan sa library. So by doing that, it's a form of marketing internally.
Yes.
So, given the pandemic, and this is something na kanina pa naman po natin pinag-uusapan, obviously, we have to rethink. We have to go back to the drawing board and rethink, re-strategize, because sabi nga nila, this is going, this setup, this remote learning setup will stay, whether magtuloy-tuloy ang pandemic or mawala na siya. So, para po sa huling tanong namin, tingin nyo po, and because a lot of libraries will start a new marketing program with this in mind, ano po yung secret for a successful marketing program? So para po sa inyo, bilang gagawa ulit tayo ng mga panibagong revise ng marketing program, ano po kaya yung magiging key to success niya? So start po tayo kay Sir Ben.
Okay. So actually nasabi ko na kanina no when I introduces what is marketing, no. So kaya sabi ko kanina when you talk about marketing, ang successful secret to successful marketing program is number one is you really have to know your audience. O talagang dapat alamin mo talaga kung kasi like sabi ko kanina, we are serving diverse clientele. So dapat marunong ka kung ano yung strategy ang ibibigay mo sa kanila. Then after that, you should know the platform to be used. Anong platform ang dapat gamitin that is widely and commonly used by the library stakeholders, no? So we are already talking about marketing program. So actually, parang nag-struck sa akin when Ma'am Sharon shared a while ago, no? Talagang ang pag-create ng online library task force ko, yun talaga ang nag-udyok sa akin. Actually, it's not wala pa yung secondary na yung marketing strategy. Actually, ang nag-udyok sa akin for the OLTF or the online library task force is yung mga personnel talaga. Kasi naisip ko agad pag 'di ba nag-quarantine tayo ng March 17, 2020. So, kakarating ko lang 'yon. So at March 16 pa lang, naisip ko na kaagad, nag-meeting ako kaagad. So parang how to save this mga contractual natin. Yun ang kagad ang naisip ko. Okay ang for the regular. Oo, okay for the regular. But for the contractual, kasi ayaw kong mawala ng trabaho kasi ang dami kong, I have 14 campuses under my supervision. So, and then, marami ko, I have 14 external campuses. Sa main library pa lang kami, I have 20 staff. So, and then, ilan lang kaming regular? 9 regular. So, pag mawawala ito sila, so, paano yung delivery of service namin? So, ayun, so nakapag-create ako, so wala namang natanggal sa mga, in God's grace, wala namang natanggal sa mga personnel because nga, sa paggawa ng mga activities na yun, online services. So, and then, like Ma'am Sharon, parang nakita nila yung significant role, ang beauty ng library sa within the community. Ay, ganun palang impact. And then nagkakandak din kami mayroon kaming mga online accreditation. So, ayun, may online accreditation. So, sabi ko, who will do the preparation kung tatanggalin ang library personnel, yung mga contractual? Kasi ganun. So, ang iniisip ko is how to justify. Kasi ayaw kong maano yung ano nila, yung food, no, to remove the food on the table of our library personnel. Yun ang concern ko. So then nagkaroon na kami how to reach our library to the community. Kasi I have a community extension program ko, working with it on peace and dialogue. We have this We Serve program. So through that We Serve program, inadapt ko siya in our library into a We Love to Share program. Oo. So We Love to Share program. In We Love to Share program, nag-start kami sa aming mga student assistants, yung mga nawalan ng trabaho. So we start giving them para parang to let our presence ba. Oo. Then yung mga nasunugan, yung mga nawalan ng yung even our librarians na natanggal sa trabaho, na-display sila. So natulungan namin yun sila. Yun just to show our presence in the community. So one way how to market our library. Yun doon yung parang sa akin is secondary yung marketing program. Ununa ko talaga ang personnel kasi kung walang personnel, paano ang mga collection? Who will deliver this? Oo. So yun ang nasa isip ko talaga. So yun. So again, another thing is lastly, it's not only about leadership, and excellence of your providing quality service. It is also the dedication and commitment and being a service-oriented personnel. Yun talaga ang pinaka-importante. Anong gagawin mo sa excellence na yan? Anong gagawin mo sa being a good leader kung wala ka namang dedikasyon, wala ka ng commitment, 'di ba? So, yun ang talagang nag-udyok sa akin to push through with this online library services and to hold with my staff.
So, thank you, Sir Ben. Ang ganda sabi niyo. I think yung pinaka-key takeaway ko din is yung inclusivity. Kailangan everyone should be involved, everyone should be accounted for. Sabi nga natin, walang may iwan, walang mapapabayaan. Kasi nga, everyone is part of the marketing program.
Yeah. In addition to that, Sir Dan, you already talked about inclusivity. If makita niyo sa isa sa mga webinars namin, meron kaming I think na-feature ngayon ng Fly na isa sa mga meron kaming intermission number, parang may intermission number. So in the intermission number na yun, pinauna ko, if you were able to see that video, pinauna ko talaga yung mga physically challenged na personnel. Oo. Kasi may mute ako na so yun talaga na yun doon ang inclusivity . So walang discrimination. So meron kaming mga personnel na ganoon. So yun ang inuna ko to show to them na kahit na physically challenged, they are really capable to do things in this time of pandemic. Thank you, sir.
So, na-enjoy ko, sir, kasi na-embody ng library ni Sir Ben yung ano ba talaga ang spirit ng isang library kung saan wala naman talaga tayong tinatanggihan, everyone is welcome, no matter what your religion, your culture, whether you physically challenged ka or everything. So, thank you po dun sa sharing niya, Sir Ben. How about naman po sa inyo, Sir Christian? Ano po sa tingin nyo yung secret to success? Lalo na po para sa mga bagong marketing program na i-establish natin given this remote learning setup natin.
I think siguro yung number one consideration ng isang library marketing program, para rin siyang yung commercial marketing programs. Dapat I think siguro tumumbok siya dun sa puso, damdamin at alaala ng audience mo. So dapat isang tagline mo pa lang or yung makita pa lang nila yung parang clickbait ba na kapag nabasa nila yung first tagline mo, i-click na nila yung link mo. So parang merong ganon, parang merong puso yung pero hindi naman commercial to . So dapat merong puso yung marketing plan mo or your marketing program mo. So dapat you think of how will this benefit your clientele and how are you going to present it to your clientele in such a way na paglabas mo agad, either click the link or like or share. Parang ganun yung gagawin nila. So parang merong recall, and then it also follows na dapat din merong iniisip mo yung long-term plan, ano ba yung gusto mong mangyari after this. And then of course, because you're thinking of long-term goals, iniisip mo rin yung sustainability ng program mo. So how are you going to put this in the context of your 5-year development plan? So saan siya po pwesto dyan? Paano mo ipapasok si 5-year goal mo dun sa marketing mo? And more importantly, how are you going to make this how are you going to make this reach through yung mga nasa laylayan talaga ng lipunan na members or your members ng student body ng eskwelahan.
So thank you po, Sir Christian. So uh, reliability, dapat relatable yung marketing
Yes.
program mo, yung hindi mo lang basta ay nakita ko to, nag-work to doon, gagamitin ko din to. Hindi.
Kaya minsan, pag nagpo-post ako sa Facebook, ginagawa ko siyang bilingual in the mother tongue and in the English language. And then it's also one way of promoting my advocacy, which is cultural advocacy. So that's also one way na, well, to pick the interest of the learners. May ganito palang word in Hiligaynon. Ganito pala yung word ng let's say, ng good morning sa Hiligaynon. Ganito pala yun. So in one way, na-embed din yung advocacy ko on cultural and heritage advocacy.
Yes. Ang ganda po nun. Which is, kami din sa NCR parang nakakainggit kasi obviously yung kinikater naming stakeholders ay hindi naman mga taga Manila lang, and yet hindi kami ganun ka-sensitive sa culture nila, sa language nila. So I think this is something that we can take and we can incorporate po sa marketing program namin. So thank you, Sir Christian. So relatability and sustainability, sabi niyo nga sa kanina, kailangan paghandaan paano siya masustain over a 3-year plan, over a 5-year plan, para at least ma-measure natin yung true success ng marketing program natin. So thank you po. How about sa iyo, Kriz? Ano yung key to success ng isang marketing program?
Ayan. So, cliche as it may seem, okay, my answer is also related to Sir Ben's statement a while ago. I do believe that a successful marketing program is rooted from passion. Your passion to serve, your passion to contribute to the upliftment of the library and information profession. Because if everything fails, you need a push more stronger than administrative support or approval, recognition, appreciation, or any rewards for that matter, to try again or to do more. Yun. And of course, you have to really maximize everything that you have. Natutunan ko to sa UP. Make the most of what you have. Personnel and your skills, collections, your limited budget and other resources, and infuse some creativity in those. So, yun lang.
Yun. Yung passion kasi very infectious yan. So pag nakita ng clients natin, ng patrons natin na passionate yung librarian, passionate lahat ng library staff, eventually magiging advocates mo rin sila. They would advocate for you kasi mahahawa mo sila sa passion nila.
And it will reflect naman, like in my case, when I was accepted here, medyo traditional yung setting noon. So, after 10 years here, maririnig mo kahit wala pang evaluation, maririnig mo from the teachers borrowing na, uy, ang ganda ng event niyo, ang galing talaga, nag-evolve talaga yung library, ang pwede palang magpa-contest sa library, pwede palang mag-ingay, gano'n. Kasi sinasabi namin na, opo, silence is observed in the library during research and reading time. But there are times whenever we host our contests and events and exhibits, yun yung pwedeng mag-ingay time. So yun po.
So to add flair sa marketing program natin, think outside the box, or sometimes isipin mo walang kahon para mas lumawak yung perspective natin. Thank you, Kriz.
Thank you.
Ma'am Sharon, ano po ang key to success ng isang marketing program?
Ayan, okay, sige. Ngayong remote learning mode, ang UP, nagdagdag kami ng tagline. At in-establish namin yung library ngayon as the Engg Live as your best remote learning partner. Yan. So, kasi marketing kailangan ma-establish mo yung library na ganon. Otherwise, di ka naman nila papansinin, di ka nila gagamitin, or hindi nila maalala ang library. So, dahil nasa remote learning mode ang buong UP, ay in-establish namin or nire-introduce namin yung Engg Live as your best remote learning partner. So, kakibat na yun yung mga marami nating mga strategies. But I think the secret to a successful marketing program really is always taking into consideration the user's needs and behaviors. Also, effective marketing hinges on continuity, but without sacrificing innovation. Hindi ka pwedeng pabugso-bugso lang, pa-appear and then disappear. You have to sustain your campaign. You have to sustain your marketing strategy. Otherwise, wala. Hindi ka rin matatandaan or hindi rin maalala kung ano yung gusto mong i-convey sa mga users mo.
Ayun, sustainability na may kaakibat na innovation. So, mag-anchor tayo sa kung ano yung needs ng mga stakeholders natin. Huwag tayong mawala sa path na yon, pero at the same time, let us be open sa kung ano pa yung mga pwede nating idagdag at pwede nating i-develop dun sa ating marketing program. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Sharon.
Yun. Maraming salamat po. And for the last question naman, on a lighter note naman po tayo, personal branding naman. Anong drinks ang gusto nyo i-model? Joke lang. Ano po ang usual drink of choice ninyo? Ano yung madalas ninyong iniinom habang nagtatrabaho, habang nag-chill, or kung ano man? Ma'am Sharon, ano po yung usual drink ninyo?
Okay. Ako talaga traditional black coffee without sugar or cream.
Wow.
Espresso or just Americano?
With coffee art.
Yeah.
Kayo po, Ma'am Kriz, ano pong drink of choice ninyo?
Flavored coffee po. Alam ko
Flavored.
yung kay Ma'am Sharon, very nutritious. Yung black coffee. Sa akin kasi, I need sugar to boost my energy for the day. Yun. Any flavored coffee, whether from coffee shops or 3-in-1, okay na yun sa akin.
Kayo, Sir Christian, ano po yung paborito ninyong drink?
Ito, tubig, joke.
Tubig.
Ano?
Healthy?
Usually, black coffee with a little brown sugar at saka tubig.
Water.
Hydrate.
Oo.
Init pa naman ng panahon. Sa inyo dyan, Sir Ben, ano pong drink of choice ninyo?
Of course, coffee talaga, no?
Coffee talaga.
Black coffee and with brown sugar talaga.
Ayun. So, salamat po. Ako po personally, certified tito ako Tsaka talaga. Pero hindi mawawala ang kape sa almusal at sa mga ganitong kwentuhan. So with that, Coffee Break would like to thank our coffee sponsor, Cafe Moksha. Cafe Moksha is a distributor and retailer of coffee and cacao products from Batangas. Cafe Moksha ships worldwide. So yun pa talaga, hindi mawawala yung kape or ano man. Lalo na ako personally, hapon yung klase ko, nakakaantok
Sir Janny, ikaw nakakailang kape ka na?
Ngayon, tatlo na akong ganitong size. Pero pagkagabi actually dyan nagkikiki niya. Kasi di ba pagka nagko-code ka, nagpo-program ka, and usually gabi yung
Kailangan mo
time
ng
na
boost
yun.
gasolina.
Kailangan
yun,
ng
sir.
boost. Kaya laking tulong talaga yung libreng kape Moksha natin, ma'am, laking tulong talaga.
Si Janny po isa sa pinakagrabe naming coffee drinker sa faculty. Sila po at saka Sir Mark. Mga minimum 5 cups po sila a day.
Oh, grabe!
Sabi ko, Ma'am Sharon, dati hindi ako masyadong nagkakape, pero nung nag-Engg Live ako, biglang naging part na siya ng ano ko.
Correct. Oo. Ako noon before, nung nag-work ako sa library, hindi ako makape. Nung nagturo ako, grabe ako sa kape.
No.
Sa akin po,
Hard
nagsimula
habit
lang
to
yan nung nagsimula na pong mag-code. As in talagang kailangan ng boost. Talagang tulak. Kulang na lang sipain ako ng kape.
Excited ako matikman yung Cafe Moksha.
Ay, sige po, ate. Ayan.
Ay, nako, tumutunog na po yung bell. Time na ulit natin. Balik na
Ayun.
tayo sa work.
Okay, so thank you so much and we hope to have you again sa mga future episodes po ng Coffee Break. Join us again next month as we discuss another important management topic and issue here in
Coffee
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 break!
break!
Yay!
Thank
Yan.
you!
Salamat
Salamat
po.
po sa lahat.
Salamat
God
po.
bless to everybody.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Maraming
Thank you
salamat po.
everyone.
Opo. I-PM niyo po ako ng